I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The lies the mainstream sports media tells you Bron fanboys to make you believe LeBron James is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. All right? That's the facts. And you already know the deal. The real NBA fans, oh yeah, we all know that LeBron James is not the GOAT. But here come the Bron fanboys. Oh yeah, here they come. Once again. They're here again, man. And what do they got to say now, dog? You see, in my last video, dog, we celebrated, dog. We celebrated the king of bricks himself, dog. We celebrated the fact that he's got the most missed shots in NBA history. And then I proceeded to name all the bad records that I've come across so far. You see what I'm saying? All the bad records. And you start thinking about all these bad records, and you start thinking, man, all these bad records, how does this dude even win? How does he even have championships? He sounds like such a huge loser. How is this guy even able to win? He's such a failure. And the real NBA fans, oh yeah, we all know why. We all know why he was able to win championships. Because, you know what we say, dog. You know what we say. He created super teams. He built super teams. Yep. He got the best talent he could find. He put them on his team. And then he managed to win in an underwhelming fashion. Yes, he did. He managed to win in an underwhelming fashion. Remember when LeBron James went to Miami? Oh, yeah. He went to Miami. He created the super team, dog. We already know what happened, dog. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, all on the same team. And then they had that little meeting, the little presentation with the three of them. And then there's it was almost like a concert. And then here comes LeBron. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know what LeBron did, though. And we already know he made that claim. Not one. He really thought, because he was on the team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, that these guys were just going to go on to win at least 7 championships, dog. That's what he thought. That's what he thought in his mind. And there's a reason he thought that, dog. You see what I'm saying? Because that was the original super team. Yes, LeBron James is the original creator of the super team, dog. Yeah, for real. You first of all, over time, this whole super team business, it all got loosely translated. Everyone's saying, oh, that's a super team, that's a super team, that's a super team. And I wanted to see what's really a super team. So I went on Wikipedia, and here's what I found. You see what I'm saying? Stupid. Nobody knows the real definition, but it's they have their little, it's perceived if you get some Hall of Famers and you get, dog, we don't even know who's a Hall of Famer yet. You see what I'm saying? When you're still playing, there's no way to determine who's a Hall of Fame player yet. You see what I'm saying? Not really. You see what I'm saying? And then they want to talk about all-stars. Oh, it's about all-stars. Dog. Ever since 1968, dog. 1968, all-stars, dog. You see what I'm saying? That's like 24 different players, dog. 12 for either side, east or west. You see what I'm saying? Typically. So if that's 24 players, that's 24 different players that are all-stars. You see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean you're the best of the best of the best. Some of them in that 24 are the best of the best, but there's others in there who are just like, they're good. They're solid. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean you're the best of the best of the best of the best. You see what I'm saying? How can we determine who's really the best of the best, dog? You see what I'm saying? And you stupid little Bron fanboys, you little nerds out there, all you ever want to talk about, all you want to ever talk about what determines who's the best players is stats. Yeah, stats. It's all about the stats. That's all I ever hear from these Bron fanboys. The stats. You got to look at the stats. And that's how you determine the greatness of the play. You look at the stats. Okay. So I'm going to buy into your little stat theory, dog. And I'll do you one better, dog. I'm going to look at PER. Yeah. Player efficiency rating. Yeah, that's what I'm going to look at. That's what I'm going to look at to determine who's really out there balling, dog. I'm going to look at those PER numbers, dog. That's what I'm going to do. You see what I'm saying? And for those who may not exactly know what PER is, that nerdy analytic, let's just put it up for you. So there you go. PER in a nutshell, right? Now, when I went on Wikipedia and I was looking at super teams, they had this little tab called notable super teams. So I clicked on it. And then it told me that the Los Angeles Lakers from 1968 to 1973 was a notable super team. Yeah, that's what it said. And then it said the Los Angeles Lakers from 1979 to 1989 was a notable super team. And then it said the Boston Celtics from 1980 to 1972, or I'm sorry, 1992 was a notable super team. And then it said the Philadelphia 76ers from 1982 to 1986 was also a notable super team. And then the Chicago Bulls from 95 to 98 was also a notable super team. And then the Boston Celtics 2007 to 2012 was a notable super team. The Miami Heat from 2010 to 2014. The Cleveland Cavaliers from 2014 to 2017. And the Golden State Warriors from 2016 to 2019. Presumably the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors. All right? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams listed on Wikipedia that say, oh, these are super teams, dog. Yeah, that's what Wikipedia says. And it's all crap. It's all a load of crap, dog. You see what I'm saying? Some of them are correct. But not in the way you would think, dog. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to look at this PER, dog. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to really determine, which teams were really super teams. Now we're going to go to the first ever super team, dog. The first ever super team. When I'm looking for a super team, dog, I'm looking for at least 2 players, dog. At least 2 players purposely teaming up, dog. And sometimes it's not even purposely, but let's just say a team, all right? A team, and it's got 2 players who are top 5 in PER. Yeah, top 5. That means top 5 in the league. You see what I'm saying? We already know what PER tracks, dog. It tracks your statistical output. If we were going to try to boil it all down into one number to see what a team of players' contributions are to their team, dog, and see how great they are, dog, based off of their statistics, it rates their statistical performance, right? So we're going to look at PER, and we're going to look at the top 5 players in PER, dog. You see what I'm saying? And if 2 of those top 5 end up on the same team, then, we're going to say that's a super team, okay? So the original super team, the first ever super team, going according to that metric, the Syracuse Nationals in the 1957 or the 1958-1959 season, the Syracuse Nationals, because in the 1957-1958 season, just the year prior, you had George Yardley, all right, who was playing for the Detroit Pistons. He was 3rd in the league in PER. And then second in the league in PER was Dolph Schayes, all right, who played for the Syracuse Nationals. The very next season, George Yardley joins with Dolph Schayes. So we had the third, number 3 in PER, joining with number 2 in PER. You know what I'm saying? From just the year before, and now they purposely team up together. Well, I wouldn't even know if it's all purposely. I didn't really look into all of that, but we already know it's top 3, 2 top 3 play or top 5, but both of them are actually in the top 3. All right, but 2 top 5 players in PER joining on the same team. All right, that's what we got. 1957 or 1958 to 1959, the first ever super team would be the Syracuse Nationals. Okay, George Yardley teamed up with Dolph Schayes. These guys were both top 3 in PER. All right, George Yardley was number 3. Dolph Schayes was number 2. They ended up on the same team the very next season. Get it? All right. The second ever super team, all right, would be the 1968-1969 Lakers, all right? Wilt Chamberlain, if we go to the year prior, 1967-1968 season, Wilt Chamberlain was number 1 in PER. Number 1 in the league. And then he went over to the Lakers, who had Jerry West, who was number 3 in PER in the entire league. And who else was on that team? Elgin Baylor, who was number 4 in PER. You see what I'm saying? So now you got 3 top 5 PER players on the same team, dog. Yeah, super team, right? That's a super team. If we're going off of that actual metric, you know, to really determine what super teams are, that is definitely meets the criteria of a super team, dog. Let's go to the third ever super team in NBA history, dog. Third ever would be the 1982-83 season with the Philadelphia 76ers. You see, just the year prior, Moses Malone was number 1 in PER in the league. Yeah, he was number 1. And Julius Erving was number 2 in PER in the league. And this would mark the first time in NBA history that the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy teamed up on the same team the very next season. All right? So you had the number 1 guy, you know, just the year before, number 1, joining just the year before, number 2. They end up on the same team, and they won the championship that very first time that they were assembled as a team, dog. You got the number 1 and the number 2 guys in PER, all right? They're both top 5. That's the super team, right? So that's 3 teams so far, all right? 1982-83 season, the Philadelphia 76ers, all right? And we would fast forward, all right? It would never happen again throughout the entire 80s, throughout the entire 90s, all right? Never happen again. And then through the 2000s, it wouldn't happen until the 2010-2011 season, the beginning of the 2010s decade. And as we know, LeBron James teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Now, just the year before, 2009-2010 season, the year before the super team was created, LeBron James was number 1 in PER. Yep. Dwayne Wade was number 2 in PER. So once again, we have a number 1 and a number 2 guy, the top 2 guys in PER joining on the same team. But we're not done, because Chris Bosh was number 4 in PER. So now you're getting the number 1 guy in PER, the number 2 guy in PER, and the number 4 guy in PER all on the same team. It had never been done before in NBA history. The 1-2-4 punch, never been done in NBA history. Now, Wilt Chamberlain, he had a 1-3-4. Yeah, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. Jerry West was number 3. Elgin Baylor was number 4. and Wilt Chamberlain was number 1. That was a 1-3-4. But when we look at the Lakers, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor were both drafted to the Lakers. All right? They became as great as they became on that team just because they were playing together. You know, they became great players. All right? They didn't just run over there and try to team up with each other. That's not how it worked. They became great players on that team. You see what I'm saying? But if we look at Wilt Chamberlain, it was just one guy moving to a team that had 2 great guys on it already. All right? That's what that was. Okay? We look at LeBron James. He was on a whole completely different team. You look at Chris Bosh. He was on a whole completely different team. And Dwayne Wade on a whole completely different team. That was the first time ever that 3 different players from 3 different franchises all joined on the same team. It was the first time ever that you had 3 different guys who were all top 5 in PER just the year prior, all join on the same team and all from separate franchises, all coming together. Never happened in NBA history, and it would never happen again, you know, up until this point, dog. You see what I'm saying? This is the original super team. When you really think about super teams, dog, you see what I'm saying? This is unprecedented. This is unheard of. This is something that should have never happened. You see what I'm saying? This is insane. The Miami Heat super team, and no wonder LeBron's over there talking about, oh, yeah, not 1, not 2, not. No wonder he felt that way, dog, because we had never seen anything like that. And no wonder the real NBA fans, we did not approve. We said, yo, that's weak. Yo, really? Dog, you really want to, that's how you want to win your championships? Dog. And that's when a lot of people turned their back on LeBron because that was weak. That was non-competitive. That was just sorry. You know? That was sad. You really got to get the top players all on the same team just so you can win a ring, dog? That's what you got to do. You got to get at least 3, you know, the 3 of you, all top 5 in PER on the same team. Unheard of, dog. Unheard of. The next super team, dog, would be the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, it would. 2013, 2014, the year prior to the 2014-15 season. Who was number 1 in PER? Well, it wasn't LeBron. But LeBron was number 2 in PER. And Kevin Love was number 3 in PER in the entire league. Yeah. And now you get the number 2 guy and the number 3 guy joining on the same team. 2 players who were top 3 in PER joining on the same team. All right? It's happening again. And it's because of LeBron doing this. LeBron's bright idea once again. Now I'm going to team up with Kevin Love because he's one of the top players in PER. You see what I'm saying? But the same Bron fanboys, you know, they're the same ones who want to talk about Kevin Love trash. He trash. The same ones who said Chris Bosh was trash when he was number 4 in PER just the year before he joined with LeBron. And then Kevin Love was number 3 in PER just the year before he joined with LeBron when he went to Cleveland, dog. There's a reason LeBron is getting these players, dog. There's a reason he wants them because he's an idiot who's focused about stats just like you Bron fanboys. You always look at stats and you think stats are the determination of a player's greatness, all right? That's what you do. You look at stats, and so does LeBron, all right? He is very concerned with stats, and he uses that to aid him in who he selects to join on his teams, especially if he's trying to create a super team, all right? So Kevin Love, there's a reason he wanted Kevin Love, all right? Now, Kevin didn't get to be Kevin, you know, playing with LeBron. You see what I'm saying? He didn't get to put up the same kind of stats and have the same kind of contributions. Neither did Dwayne Wade, neither did Chris Bosh, all right? But this is another super team that was built because of LeBron. Now, it wasn't as super as Miami, but it was super. It was definitely super. It's 2 top 5 players in PER. Actually, 2 top 3 players in PER joining on the same team. All right. Now we get to the Golden State Warriors. As we know, Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors. Yes. And this would qualify as a super team because we're getting at least two players who are top 5 in PER on the same team. Now, Kevin Durant, the year before he joined the Warriors, he was number 2 overall in PER. Yes, he was. And number 3 in PER was Russell Westbrook. So he was actually on the team with the third best guy in PER in the league in Russell Westbrook. However, we're not going to say that was a super team because they were both drafted. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't manufactured, right? There's been plenty of times where we've had some top 5 guys in PER on the same team. It happened with the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. Yeah, it did. It did. But that wasn't manufactured. You see what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant, when Shaq went over there, Kobe wasn't just doing all these numbers. Kobe was a freaking rookie, a freaking 18-year-old high school kid, and he was benched for the first 2 years, dog. And he had to grow and develop into the player he became. And once he became that great, you see what I'm saying? Yes, that team was technically super, but it was created through the draft, dog, and it was created the right way. It was grown. You see what I'm saying? It was not manufactured. That was grown. They grew into that. You see what I'm saying? So we can't look at that and be like, oh, that's not fair. Oh, it was fair. Oh, that was definitely fair. You see what I'm saying? But this is not fair. You see what I'm saying? Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, okay, that was fair. That's fair game. They were both drafted to that team. They both became great on that team. And they both number 2 and number 3 in PER. Great. But now we've got Stephen Curry that same season was number 1 in PER. Yep, number 1. So now you're getting the number 2 guy in the league to join with the number 1 guy in the league. They both end up on the same team the very next season. You see what I'm saying? This would mark the 3rd time in NBA history that the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy joined up on the same team, you know, as far as PER is concerned. So yes, the Warriors with Kevin Durant, super team, all right? And then we get to our final super team. Yep, our final super team. You see what I'm saying? We've got Anthony Davis and we've got LeBron James. Yep. Anthony Davis and LeBron James joining up on the Lakers. You see what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Okay, so technically, this was not a super team, right? Because LeBron James was not, you know, up in the top 5 in PER the year before he joined with Anthony Davis, right? However, LeBron James wanted to join with Anthony Davis the year before that. You see what I'm saying? The 18-19 season is actually the year he wanted to have Anthony Davis over there when LeBron James was number 3 in PER and Anthony Davis was number 2 in PER. All right? So that was the actual year, you know, the 2017-18 season, just the year prior to LeBron going to the Lakers. That was actually the year he wanted Anthony Davis to come directly over, but he couldn't get it. It couldn't get it to fall through. So then they had to do that whole Clutch Sports crap and get Anthony Davis to fight his way out of his contract and sit out of games and just basically force the trade or whatever. And so that's what happened. And so then he got him a year later than what he would have wanted him. All right. But that was just LeBron once again attempting to create another super team where you get 2 players who are top 5 in PER on the same team. All right. So technically it's not a super team because it came actually a year later. All right. But that's just something to look out for. That just shows you LeBron's little method, his little goal. All right. He sees somebody who's up there in PER. All right. And he literally tries to play with them. He literally tries to get them to be on his team. And that is the only way he has ever won championships. All right. He's needed to have these type of caliber players on his team with him. You see what I'm saying? That's what explains how he was able to win championships. Is he winning a championship without a player who was top 5 in PER at some point? You see what I'm saying? Is he doing that? No, not happening. All right. Now, if you look at career PER, dog, the top 100 players in career PER, all right? LeBron James, he has played with 11 of them, all right? 11 of them as his teammates. Yep, 11 of them, dog. You know, Chris Bosh is one of them, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, little Isaiah Thomas. He actually is in the top 100 in career PER, all right? Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Davis, you know, Andre Drummond. I mean, there's Kevin Love, of course, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's played with 11 different players in the top 100 in PER, dog. All right? This is something he actively tries to do, dog. You see what I'm saying? And then I got curious. Hey, how many players, you know, because everyone wants to talk about Michael Jordan. How many players did he play with that were top 5 in PER? You see what I'm saying? And, you know, we can look at the top 100 first. Top 100 in career PER. How many teammates does Michael Jordan have on that list? Did he ever have in his career? And the answer is a big fat 0, dog. He ain't played with no players who were top 100 in career PER, dog. Scottie Pippen ain't on that list, dog. You see what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman ain't on that list. All right? Ain't nobody on that. Ain't no Tony Kukoc, no Steve Kerr. No, none of them are on that list, dog. You see what I'm saying? It's just these Bron fanboys trying to rewrite history and gas up these players to make them seem like they're more than what they are. But if we actually look at the PER right around the time that LeBron James was creating these super teams, we can come to the conclusion of what it really was, dog. You see what I'm saying? But these Bron fanboys, they try to minimize these guys. They're top 5 in PER in the league. And that's why LeBron's trying to team up with them. You see what I'm saying? And they're, oh, no, Chris Bosh, he's trash. Dwayne Wade, he's trash. You know, well, he hurt his knees, and he just wasn't Dwayne Wade, he wasn't in his prime anymore. Kevin Love, he was trash. Anthony Davis, he's glass. He's made of glass. He just keeps getting injured. And you see what I'm saying? It's like they want to try to downplay all of his teammates, even though they were top players in the league, and he literally went out of his way to create super teams. It's BS, dog. You see what I'm saying? Now, out of all the times, dog, that a number 1 guy and a number 2 guy ended up on the same team, they all won a championship immediately that very first season they were assembled. They didn't even need 3. All right? Just a number 1 guy and a number 2 guy. The 1983 season, the Philadelphia 76ers, number 1 was Moses Malone the year prior. Number 2 was Julius Erving, Dr. J, a year prior. They end up on the same team the very same year that they got assembled, championship. Same with the 2017 Golden State Warriors. The number 1 guy was Stephen Curry. The number 2 guy was Kevin Durant. The very first year they get assembled on the same team, they win a championship. All right? Very first year. But then we look at the 2010-2011 Miami Heat. All right? You get the number 1 guy in LeBron James joining up with the number 2 guy in Dwayne Wade. And you get the number 4 guy in Chris Bosh. All on the same team. They do not win a championship the very first year they're assembled. And that's more than these other guys. They're just number 1 and number 2. Not saying just number 1, because that's a lot. That's a lot of help. All right? You get the number 1 and the number 2 guys in PER on the same team, you should be winning a championship, dog. LeBron had the number 1. He was number 1. Dwayne Wade was number 2. And Chris Bosh was number 4. They all got on the same team. They did not win a championship the very first year they were assembled. All right? They did not. They got to the finals, which everyone expected them to get to the finals, and everyone expected them to freaking win. But here's LeBron years later talking about, oh, we didn't have enough. We didn't have enough help. You know, we didn't have enough complimentary guys. Dog, Dog, ain't no time in NBA history ever, dog, that three players who were top five in PER, all right, 1, 2, and 4, ever been on the same team, all right? Just the year prior, they were all top five in PER, and then they all get on the same team. You see what I'm saying? And all come from separate franchises. That had never happened, all right? No, we've never had that high of a PER standing between three players all on the same team. It's never happened, all right? So the one time it happens, and LeBron, we didn't have enough. We didn't have enough. Are you serious? This is the most insane team in NBA history, all right? Ain't never been no three combination like this. The closest we ever got to it was way back in the day, 1968 Lakers, all right? Wilt Chamberlain joining up with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. 1, 3, 4, okay? And they didn't even win the championship when they were first assembled. They managed to get one chip out of it, dog. You see what I'm saying? Weak, all right? But that's what happens when you put a loser, two losers on the same team. It don't matter. 3 losers, all right? We already know how Jerry West gets down, dog. I know he's the logo, all right? We already know. Jerry West had a problem with winning, dog. That's just the facts, dog. All right? We need to be real, dog. I'm not going to gas up nobody, dog. We need to be real. Jerry West had a problem with winning. Elgin Baylor had a problem with winning. Wilt Chamberlain had a problem with winning. They all got on the same team, and lo and behold, they still had a problem with winning. All right? You see what I'm saying? The most championships LeBron has ever been able to get on one franchise was 2. All right? That's it. All right? He had Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, dog. Dwayne Wade didn't have a problem with winning, dog. Dwayne Wade had won already. You see what I'm saying? And that's why LeBron is able to have his most success playing alongside Dwayne Wade. All right? You see what I'm saying? Chris Bosh, he had a problem with winning. All right? He just wasn't there yet. You see what I'm saying? But Dwayne Wade didn't. No, he did not. But that's basically what it comes down to, dog. LeBron James created the original super team. If we're really being objective, we're really looking at what the way he went about it. Ain't no team ever been created that way, dog. Ever. All right? Wilt Chamberlain joined a team with 2 guys that were already on the same team. All right? It wasn't this guy grab him, this guy grab him, and you're still here, and we're all going to be on. It wasn't like that, dog. You see what I'm saying? But we all know that LeBron is shameless, dog. He got no shame in his game, dog. He's just going to team up with the most powerful thing he could get, dog. You see what I'm saying? The most powerful players he could find, dog, and put them on the same team, all right? Just so he can try to win a championship. And it's always underwhelming, dog. You see what I'm saying? You have no business, dog, teaming up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and you only got 2 championships out of that, dog. You went to 4 straight finals, 4 straight, and you could only get 2? Only 2, dog. 50%, that ain't no 50% team, dog. You see what I'm saying? But we already know who is at the helm. We already know it's LeBron on that team, and we already know LeBron has a problem with winning, dog. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter what kind of help you give him. It's always going to underachieve. It's always going to be underwhelming. And then all these Bron fanboys, they want to give LeBron James so much credit. Talk about, he won championships for 3 different franchises and finals MVP. Dog. I don't want to hear any of that crap when he purposely teamed up with these guys because they were top 3 in PER. He's always teamed up with a guy who was top 3 in PER prior to joining on his team for him to win a championship, dog. That's how it's always gone, dog. He's always had at least one teammate who is top 3 in PER just the year before teaming up with LeBron, dog. Anthony Davis included, all right? Anthony Davis, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, all top 3 in PER in the league the year before joining with LeBron, dog. That's the facts. All right? That's the kind of caliber help he needs. But it's not enough. All right? He's still going to need more. He always needs more. He always needs more help. You see what I'm saying? But when he had a 1-2-4 combination with that Miami Heat super team, because Chris Bosh was number 4 in PER, oh, now I can win multiple championships. You see what I'm saying? I can win multiple. You see what I'm saying? But everywhere else, he can only get one, dog. You see what I'm saying? That's what it really is, dog. So you Bron fanboys, you want to track all these stats and analytics, and all you nerds out there, well, guess what? We look at PER and we see what the real super teams are, dog. You see what I'm saying? And you want to say, oh, it wasn't fair, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant on the same team. Well, guess what? That's a number 1 guy and a number 2 guy prior, 1 year prior, all ended up on the same team the next year, all right? The following season. LeBron did that. He did that with Miami. Except he also had Chris Bosh, who was number 4. You see what I'm saying? But no, we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about how unfair it was for Steph Curry and Kevin Durant to be on the same team. You see what I'm saying? When LeBron did the exact same thing, only worse. You know? And he made it even more powerful. You see what I'm saying? And still couldn't get the job done, dog. Failed miserably in the 2011 finals. All right? Failed miserably in the 2014 finals. Okay? That's the facts, dog. That's what we're looking at. So the real NBA fans, we already see what a real super team is, dog. We're not looking at no Chicago, but they didn't even make the list, dog. Look, Michael Jordan ain't never had no teammate who was top 5 in PER. He ain't never had no teammate that was top 10 in PER, dog. Unless you want to count the year prior to playing with Scottie Pippen, you know, technically, you know, because he ended up coming out of retirement. All right, so the 93-94 season when Michael Jordan left, Scottie Pippen was 4th in PER. And then the 94-95 season when Michael returned at the late back end of that season, Scottie Pippen had already dropped to 7th in PER. All right, those are the only times, all right, the only times Scottie Pippen was ever even in the top 10 in PER. Ever. All right? Every other time, no. You see what I'm saying? He's been, for all their championship seasons, Scottie Pippen was 21st in PER, 13th, 24th, 16th, 17th, and 21st. All right? You see what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman ain't never been on this list either, dog. Dennis Rodman doesn't add up when it comes to PER. All right. Michael Jordan ain't never had no teammates that were top 10 in PER, like while playing with him. And Scottie Pippen, he's the only one you can consider. But even then, Michael Jordan had already won 3 championships with him before he made his ascension to that level of PER, dog. You see what I'm saying? He had already won with him. You see what I'm saying? So it don't make no sense. But they try to say, oh, that was a super team, dog. Oh, no. That wasn't no super team. So we done put this to bed, dog. Oh, LeBron, he didn't create super teams, and LeBron was just like he did. Chris Bosh was trash, and Kevin Love was trash, and what are you gonna say about Anthony Davis? He's trash too. Yeah, come on. We already know these are all kind of like the same type caliber players that LeBron goes after to build these super teams. That's the only reason he's won his championships, dog. All right, that's not the only reason, but that's part of it, dog. Who he plays with, all right? So you can keep trying to worship LeBron and praise him. Oh, he managed to win. He managed to win with the scrubs. No, what? Ain't no scrubs. These are top guys, all right? According to stats, according to analytics, the same crap you guys try to use, you know, to say LeBron's so great. Well, if he's so great, why does he have to team up with those kinds of players, dog? Why? Just to win. Why? He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT.